Nationalism and patriotism are two political terms that are often considered as synonyms. That is, they are considered as if they are the same, as if they mean the same thing. But indeed, the two terms are not the same. Both of them are talking about someone's love, a citizen's love for his country. But there is a dividing line between the two. Let us begin with patriotism. Patriotism is a citizen's love for his country that inspires him or her to perform his duties towards his country, to challenge bad government, to ensure that he protects public property, ensure he pays his taxes, ensure he obeys laws, and does every other thing that a citizen should do as a responsible member of the community. As a patriotic citizen, you don't get up to praise a failed government. As a patriotic citizen, you don't get up to destroy public facilities, public property, utilities, public utilities. You don't get up to misuse facilities that belong to the public. You make appropriate use of them. And at the end of the day, you are proud to be a member of that community, having contributed your own quota towards the good of your country. That is patriotism. You love your country more than you love the leader. If the leader goes wrong, you correct the leader. The country is more important to you, the community is more important to you than the leaders. And that is why in places where there are patriotic citizens, when the leader goes wrong and refuses to be corrected, that leader is removed in a democratic system through impeachment. That is where patriotism is at play. Now, on the other hand, let's look at nationalism. Nationalism equally talks about people's love for their country. The love for my country as a nationalist makes me to love my culture, more importantly, my culture. Now, loving my culture means that I will resist anything that anyone else does, to try to destroy my culture or to subdue my culture, the culture of my community, the culture of my country. That I'm a nationalist also gives me the impression, or gives me the thinking that my own culture is superior to that of all other countries. But it does not cause me to hate other countries or to hate other communities, but only makes me to work very hard to protect the integrity of my own culture, the integrity of my country, as against other countries coming against my country. That is where nationalism comes in as a cultural, as more like a cultural factor, a cultural issue than patriotism. Patriotism is more civic, more political, while nationalism is more cultural in nature. All right, so the two of these, these two concepts now, as you have seen, all talk about someone's love for his country. But looking at patriotism, as we have said earlier on, patriotism is focusing on people's duties, people's willingness to protect their country, the image, and perform their duties as citizens. While nationalism basically talks about people's willingness and readiness to fight to make sure that no other country dominates their country, to make sure that there is no cultural incursion, that no country, that's their own culture, they take their culture and country as a superior culture, so that they don't see themselves, bowing to other cultures. But as I said earlier on, it does not cause you to hate other countries or hate other cultures. Where it becomes a cause for hatred, then it is no longer ordinary nationalism. It has now become a sort of aggressive nationalism that forces you or makes you to think that your culture is so important and so superior that every other culture should bow. It becomes negative. I hope this helps someone.